Yo guys, what's going down? It's MC Noble here. Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk to you guys about a little bit of a topic that's got mixed emotions. Some people like it, some people don't. And that is kids that are learning to DJ. So a lot more recently, fathers and mothers have been actually getting their sons or daughters behind a pair of decks and showing them mixing and maybe putting a little video online. And I've got my son mixing hardcore. My son's a DJ in the making. Some fathers or mothers actually have a live stream running on a radio page or maybe an event page and have the kid mixing. And there's a lot of mixed emotions. A lot of people will actually support the kid and share the kid and help the kid grow and be absolutely amazed that, you know, kids actually beat matching and mixing at maybe 8 or 7 years old or 9 years old. It's absolutely crazy, and I have a couple of friends who have just recently started to teach their kids to DJ, and one of the most noticeable ones is DJ Rye, which is Dave Fallow's son. And he's been mixing superbly recently. He's done a couple of lockdown live stream events, and he's just absolutely been smashing it. He played out at a kids' rave last year for the first time, and he's just been absolutely smashing it. He's been improving it, and he's been loving and enjoying being behind the decks. And like I say, he has a massive crowd of supporters, and I have his back, and I will always support him and help the kid go further, as he is actually doing so amazing. But you do unfortunately get a crowd of people, and you know, with all kinds of different kid DJs, where people will say like, oh, why, you know, it's too young for the kids to start mixing. When they're older, they're going to be into taking all these drugs and stuff like that. And this is what I don't understand. Why people always associate the rave music with drugs. Like, people who aren't into the rave music, people that just call it a headache and call it a row, they always associate it with drugs and think that people that like that type of music are all smokers and druggies and people that pop pills and sniff lines. And the way I see it, you can have a passion for anything without taking drugs. Like, I love hardcore music. Like, hardcore's one of my favourite genres of music. I absolutely blast it out probably most days. I mix it, I MC over it. I go to hardcore raves, obviously, when we're not in lockdown. And I don't touch drugs. I don't smoke. All I do is drink. I have a few beers, I have a few shots, have a boogie, and I enjoy the night. I don't take drugs. And I don't understand why people always associate it with kids, basically, and why they think, you know, kids are going to get like that when they're older. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is probably kids that did mix as a kid and maybe did start smoking as a teenager and, you know, taking drugs when going to raves, but not everybody is guaranteed to do that. And for one, right now I have a pair of Sony PSDJ 9000 turntables, a Numark M6 4-channel mixer, and two Numark MDX500 CD players. And literally, I wish as a kid I had been taught to DJ. I wish my dad had pulled me into a room and said, look, I'm going to teach you how to mix, or even, you know, the more so, I'm going to take you round to my friend's house. He's a bit of a DJ, and he's going to show you a few tricks. But I never had that. No one ever taught me when I was a kid. I always loved the music, but nobody ever taught me. And I started properly on this little controller. I did actually have a Traktor Control S2 before this, but I did tell you guys in another video that I got ripped off and just sort of got messed about through people like bullying me and taking the mick out of me, and I made the foolish regret of actually giving up. But when I did properly start getting back into the mixing, I started on something like this, and I don't think there's anything in the slightest wrong in someone buying a little controller about this size, probably a better one than this one now as the technology has moved forward, and teaching their kids to mix, just teaching them simple beat matching skills. Because believe it or not, a lot of people who don't DJ, they class DJs as people that just push buttons, like, wow, you stand behind a table and you press buttons. But there's a lot more to mixing than that. And if you don't try it yourself, like beat matching, getting different genres of music in beat, and finding the right transitioning points to get rid of the previous song and bring the new song in. It's a very hard situation, and a lot of people that don't DJ, they actually, as a matter of fact, they you know, that's what they class DJs as. But to actually DJ, you realise it's actually a lot harder. And when someone like me sees a kid and they're mixing and they're actually getting it in beat, and they're actually mixing two tracks together like perfectly, that lights up my day, because it's a skill. Even for an adult to do it, it's a skill. So for a kid to do it, it's even more of a skill. And I thought I'd touch up on this because I want people to know that I will support anybody who is trying to do something with music, whether it's rapping, whether it's MCing, whether it's DJing. You know, if they're doing something they enjoy and they love it, they've got my 100% support. And to all you people that try to bring people down that like rave music, and people that don't DJ try to bring DJs down and say we're just button pushers, go and take a good long hard fucking look in the mirror, because you are absolutely bullcrap. And if a kid's enjoying himself, he's being taught, he's spending father and son time, or mother and son time, or mother and daughter time, and they're learning something productive, which, you know, is a challenge and a skill to match two beats together, one side with the other side. They're doing an excellent job, and it doesn't mean that they're going to become a druggie, doesn't mean they're going to become an alcoholic either. If they love the music and they have a passion for the music, let them have that passion for the music. Leave them to it. If it's not your cup of tea, if you don't like watching DJs, or you think the kids are doing it too young, or you think it's all stupid, don't watch it. If you don't like it, why watch it? And why are you going to waste all of your time putting a petty comment to cause a petty argument over something that is just clearly so petty and clearly so stupid? And like I say, even adult DJs get it. You know, we're just button pushers. We just stand behind a desk and do nothing. But, you know, we don't count beats. We don't try to get two tracks in time at the same speed. We don't try to keep a continuous mix going for over than an hour and entertain a crowd in a nightclub. Well, I don't, because I don't actually DJ out, because I'm still learning and getting into it. But even with the MCing, you know, it takes skill to spit bars at a fast level and entertain a crowd. So for all you people that sit there and think we're just button pushers and think the kids are doing it too young, take a good long hard look at yourself in the mirror and just grow the F up and focus on the things you love. We don't bring you down, so don't bring us down. Have a good day, practice, learn and enjoy.